everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel Colonati. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula Guin. This is one of her classic science fiction novels from the 1970s, and this is what I thought about it. This is a book about a man named George Orr, who at the very beginning of the book, the first scene you have with him, he is drugged out of his mind, falling down, incoherent, doesn't quite remember what's going on. Turns out he's been self-medicating with his pharmacy card and other people's pharmacy cards because he doesn't want to dream. He is terrified of dreaming, and he is sent to voluntary therapy to talk to a psychologist dream therapist named Haber to figure out why he's afraid of dreaming and straighten him out. It turns out he's afraid of dreaming because sometimes he changes the world when he dreams. And he remembers the before and after worlds. He has in his head both how the world used to be, but also how it is now after he changes it, which is very confusing. Only he remembers this change because he dreamed it, he was present at the change, but Haber, who doesn't initially believe George about this, tries to induce an effective dream and then also remembers the world before and after, and Haber begins to use George as a tool to change the world to make it better. Massive air quotes there, because if you've ever had a dream, which I'm pretty sure you have, you'll know that even when you're dreaming and you think that something is very logical and your brain is making connections and in the dream it all makes sense, when you wake up, you realize it doesn't make sense. It's completely crazy because what our unconscious mind does, what our dreaming mind does to fix problems is not logical. It's not really controllable like you want it to be when you're trying to improve the world. So when Haber tells George, dream about a future in which humans don't ever fight other humans, George's brain, his dreaming brain, does not go, oh, world peace. It goes, let's invent an alien third party that humans can fight instead. And that's not what Haber wants. He is completely without options in this world, which is very overcrowded, and people seem to be... There's a lot of things about voluntary therapy that are not voluntary. People seem to be almost controlled and beaten down by their mental health. And George, he can't fight against Haber because if he does, he's fighting against the man who has authority over him, and he will be plunged into, like, you know, a therapy system he will never get out of. He was a prisoner in this mental health system. If he continues letting Haber do whatever Haber wants to do, then he is party to destroying the world. This is not my favorite Le Guin book. I'm sad to say that, but I'm just kind of meh about this book. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. When I first started reading it, I just thought, I don't like this, and I didn't really understand why. But it is a very effective SFF story that explores ethical issues, the question of, if you have the power to change the world and you think that you can change it for the betterment of humanity, do you have the right to do it? Can one person make decisions that will affect everybody else? It's a very interesting question to ponder, and I think that's what makes the book worth reading. It's just a very effective SFF story that tackles a no-win situation, an ethical issue that is not clear-cut in any way. So for that, I appreciate it a lot. I think that what I don't like about this so much is that the setting doesn't appeal to me. This is kind of a dystopic Portland in a way, and there's nothing pleasant about the future or even really the multiple futures that Haber creates with George. And I think maybe I wasn't in the mood for another depressing story like that. I also really didn't like Haber. I don't think you're supposed to like him, but I was viscerally not enjoying him. He is very much a big, strong, booming man who imposes his will on everybody. He is that kind of person who tramples weak people and thinks that it's their fault, and it's that because they're weak, he can use them, that is their like rightful place in the world to be used by other people. I do not like his attitude. I'm also not sure if I really like George all that much. Like I said, he was initially kind of soft feeling, like he wasn't. It wasn't fun to read about somebody who didn't seem to have any choice about what was happening to them. And that did change a bit. By the halfway point, George kind of wakes up and he is trying to do something. He knows he needs to do something. His conscience is kind of awoken, and he does start to do things. And I started to like him more after that. There's another character's kind of a love interest introduced who gave me a different way of looking at George, but not my favorite character in literature. The good thing is that there is actually a pretty positive ending, which surprised me. I didn't remember the ending of this book from when I read it the first time, and yeah, it's a pretty decent ending to such a negative situation.